Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
All right, here we go. Back again. Another wonderful Wednesday. How y'all doing? How are y'all doing? How's it going? First, I want to say happy Women's History Month. Definitely won't let it go without celebrating y'all. I had a lot of things to come and talk about today, but when I realized what the day was, I made sure to tailor my show to the women because we love y'all. We do. So this ain't nothing bad. Like, I ain't talking shit. I'm actually giving praise. You know, I love and respect y'all. So that's what we're going to do this month is talk about how much that actually is, you know, how much we love and respect women. Anybody that don't, you know what I mean, it's crazy that you feel that way. And, you know, you are entitled to have your own beliefs and your own rights. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Have fun with that. Have fun. All righty. Now, after doing that, let me go here for you real quick. Okay. Alrighty. So I do want to talk about my last little week, you know, or two. It's been a lot, but in a good way, a really good way. First thing I do want to talk about is today's actually my first day back from a vacation. Took a vacation from Friday to Tuesday, just something small, you know, some relaxing at the house, spending some more time with the kiddos, taking care of business, running little small errands, getting things done. I ended up like changing the living room around, I actually made myself a little man cave in the apartment. I know it's crazy to say, but I did it. I made it work. The most exciting thing is, one of the most exciting things is I actually got a new car. So it's about time. I've been needing to get a new one for some months now, and I finally got one over the weekend, and I'm just waiting on my dang plates from DMV to come. But other than that, like, I was pretty excited about it. I got a very new car. It fits all of my little ones plus the one on the way. So that's a great thing there. I'm very happy about that. And, you know, it wasn't my tax money that did it, but it was definitely taken care of for sure. With that being said, actually, we're going to wait for the taxes portion for a second. We'll get to that one in a minute. But the rest of the week was great. Let's see here. My son did something pretty funny this weekend, but I can't remember exactly what it was he did. You know, we were talking, and I was like, I told him, I said, why you ain't put my stuff up? Why you ain't put my my dishes up? And he was like, 'cause you made them dirty, my boy. Just pretty funny to hear him try to do that, my boy, every time. He's pretty funny with that. Caught me off guard, but definitely happy about it. Speaking of that, school has actually been great for all of them. They had Spirit Week this week, which is kind of cool to do Spirit Week for kids. It was pretty amazing, man. I've been waiting my whole life as a father to do stuff like this with my children, so I'm kind of happy to see it all coming into play. I'm kind of happy to see it all set in stone and good to go. But, you know, let's talk about taxes for a while, because I see a lot of people were getting their taxes this last week and a half. I'm not sure what all y'all did with them, but I hope everybody spent them responsibly. Did everything that they should do, keep themselves up. You know, if you had to catch up, I hope you caught up and got that working. If you put yourself ahead, I hope you did that and made it well work out. Kind of what happened on my end. Well, actually, it's a bit of a story. Long story short, I was happy to get the tax return. Then I got a letter and the thing, that little, the IRS To Go app told me that child support took my taxes. And granted, we didn't even remember about child support, completely just forgot about it. And I you know, they've been taking it out of my check, no, but I was sending it through Cash App and giving cash, but they didn't see it that way. They saw it as I had like $2,100 in arrears or something like that, and they actually took it all. But, you know, in light of all of that happening, I do want to give a shout out to my kid's mom. I do appreciate her a lot, actually. She did a lot of helping out when we found out what was going on. Because of her, I was able to actually get me a new vehicle and get that taken care of, to have that done. I was able to catch up on some bills with a little bit of help from her as well. So I just want to say I appreciate her. Thank you so much, Diamond. It's really appreciative of how you looked out and was there through hard times. So I really appreciate that. Shout out to you. Um, Other than that, we did our damn things for the kids. We made sure the kids had what they needed to do. We got put our heads together. We got clothes for them, stuff they needed in the household, and it's just kind of been great to be able to really like put yourself ahead um, because of it. So I definitely am very, very grateful that I was able to get all of that done. She made the comment that when it comes, she'll give me the money, but like I told her, like, if you help me out with all of this so far, you keep it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really need it. One thing she can tell you, and I'm pretty sure anybody around us will tell you, is it's never been about the money with me. I'm not one of these dudes that I'm out here waiting on your tax return check to come up so I can make it big or I can ask you to flip them. I got a paycheck that I could do that with. I don't need your income tax return for it. So just another personal shout out to Diamond for the amount of help and assistance she done came through with these last couple weeks. Because boy, every term I hit a nook and cranny and seen that something was crazy, man, I was like, oh my God. We found out that because we forgot about the damn child support thing, they were finna suspend my license, man, put a warrant out for my arrest, man. They was gonna fuck me up. I was gonna be fucked off in the long run. But, we took care of it. We got it taken care of. We called them. We got everything settled. I ain't got to worry about no issues, no problems. Whenever the money come, it comes. You know what I mean? That's for her. I don't really need anything else from it because, I'm set. The kids are good. Life is good. So just another appreciation post, or not post, appreciation statement for her because, man, I was when I found out that they took my money, man, it's funny because within the same 5 minutes I found out, I let it go. I was a little upset because I was like, damn, man, I had real big plans with that on what to do, how to put myself forward, give myself some breathing room, throughout the year. And then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. It's going to go towards the kids anyway. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's out the way. At least that ain't got nothing to worry about no more. Like, it is what it is with that. And I was shocked. I'm not going to lie. I was very shocked at myself at how easily I let it go. And then that's when I realized it's like because it's never been about money. I don't really care about the money situation. I mean, the stipulations and the variables behind it may be crazy and weird, but it is what it is. I never cared for child support or thought about it because, like, I already take care of my kids anyway. So whatever else they taking, whatever it felt like, it is what it is. Like, it's no big deal. It's all going towards the kids. That's how I always looked at it. So, it was just kind of great to get these things as a nice refresher, a breath of fresh air to say. So I'm pretty happy about that. But, let me get on with the show, of course, get going on. I keep forgetting we're on the time limit. I always forget that, and I keep rumbling on. Don't forget that One Monopoly LV is actually back, right, next Wednesday. So 7 days from today, you can actually come out and see me host the One Monopoly LV event at the Artifice. Doors open at 7, show starts at 7:30. And you can go to Eventbrite to get those tickets. If you follow me on any social media, I've got the link in my bio for you to go to Eventbrite and get tickets for that. Come out and show some support, watch the ladies go out and dance and perform. All the performers are great. You all are going to love it. It's amazing. Bring your ones. No quarters, please. Please, no quarters. You don't want to get nobody a concussion. But come out and support, right? Come get your tickets. Again, it's Wednesday, March 8th on the day of International Women's Day, right? I know, so I got some knowledge today. I know. Come out and support. That's all I can say. Of course, my old co-host, the Maryland with Melanin, Elisa Lane. She's the producer for One Monopoly LV. And so I'm definitely proud and happy to be back on stage with her, getting everything done, knocking it out one performance at a time. You know what I mean? So come out and support. As you'll see me go on stage and host with all the dad jokes I got up my sleeve as I love them so well. Definitely love them so well. Quick dad joke. You guys may like it, may not like it. I think it's pretty funny. It's pretty bland, though. Did you know that 10 plus 10 also equals 11 plus 11? You want to know how? Because 10 plus 10 equals 20, and 11 plus 11 equals 22. No? Okay, that's sorry. It was a joke from me. I like that joke a little too much. I really do. Also, don't forget that Choose Your Character is up and running now. So you can go to Square, Facebook, Instagram, all social media, and actually go ahead and make appointments. You can reach out to me for questions, comments, or concerns. I've got pricing on the Square Appointments app if you ever want to book one of those. But that is set to go. Like, we're up and running. We're good to go. And I'm just pretty excited for what I have to come for this year with that. I'm actually trying to take the business side of me very serious now and stop procrastinating so much. I got a lot of potential, and I keep, letting it just pass me by, and I got to hone it and grasp that and take advantage while I can. Otherwise, before I know it, that window and that door will be closing. So I can't do that. Definitely will be beating myself up over some shit like that if I ever let that go. So I definitely got to work on that. For sure, for sure. Now, there are a couple of things that I just want to go over and talk about. But the first thing I'm going to do is, it's March 1st. Today is Women's History Month. Women's History Month has been going on since 1987. Okay, 1987. Now, I'm only going to pause really quick here. Pause, time out. I was at work today, and now, mind you, this is how the conversation started. Yeah, Women's History Month is in March of every year. And then I went to go and say how Women's History Month has been going on. It was established in 1987, right? Going over my little notes and stuff on what I was talking about today. And the guy was like, "Oh, what month in 1987?" I said, "Same one in 2023, March." I can be an asshole sometimes. I know that I'm a bit sarcastic, but it's like, I love the people that hear you when you talk. Like, they're listening to you when you talk. Because some people, when you say that, they'll be like, "Oh, okay. So since March of 1987, they've been having this going on. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool," right? If you look at it now, what is that? 87, 23, and 13, right? 23 and 13. That's going to be 36 years. 36 years. It's been happening for 36 years and going strong at that. It's Women's History Month. Women's International Day is Wednesday, March 8th. This year, Wednesday, March 8th, in case you didn't know. But just because of the way he said, when he made that statement, I also wanted to add in and kind of just actually go over here what exactly the Women's History Month, what it's about and what it goes for. By the way, if you did need to know the theme to this year's Women's History Month, the theme is celebrating women who tell our stories. That's going to be the theme for Women's History Month this year. So, in case you needed to know, now you do. Without further ado, Women's History Month is a celebration of women's contributions to history, culture, and society, and has been observed annually in the month of March in the United States since 1987. Women's History Month 2023 will take place from Wednesday, of course, March 1st to Friday, March 31st. But we celebrate Women's History Month because it is a dedicated month to reflect on the often overlooked contributions of women to the It is an often overlooked contributions of women to United States history, right? And I think that's just a lot to say with that one is how sometimes these women's efforts and their what is the word I'm looking for? Their accomplishments are not gazed upon as they should be. These women some of them are doing great things, man. Like, did you guys see about oh goodness gracious, the woman that was able to cure cancer based off of laser cells? Didn't even have to touch. Didn't even have to worry about going through the runaround or chemo, none of that. She actually, black woman at that, y'all. Y'all know me. I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out to them. But look at this. We got some good names in here, from Abigail Adams to Susan B. Anthony, Sojourner Truth, Rosa Parks. Ooh, man, they got them all. It stretches back to the founding of the United States, and the actual celebration of Women's History Month grew out of a week-long celebration of women's contributions to culture, history, and society, organized by the School District of Sonoma, California in 1978. Presentations were given at dozens of schools, hundreds of students participated in a real woman essay contest, and a parade was held in downtown Santa Rosa. See, I didn't even know that, right? I have to do research in order to get stuff like that and get that information. I am glad that sometimes I do my research, because when I be thinking I know what I'm talking about, research kindly humbles me to let me know, like, hey, it's okay to look that up just to be safe. And kind of glad that's why I did that there. But a few years later, the idea caught on within communities, school districts, and organizations across the country. So in 1980, President Jimmy Carter, issued the first presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8th as National Women's History Week. The U.S. Congress followed suit the next year, passing a resolution establishing a national celebration. 6 years later, the National Women's History Project successfully petitioned Congress to expand the event to the entire month of March. So it just goes to show that they had to go from this small little week right? Or day to week, and to get the entire month. Because they wanted to fight that hard to show you that women are valuable to this country. And if you don't know that already, I mean, there's something wrong with you, but you should get to learning and do your research, because they are. Women are very, very important to this country. And as much as the majority rules will talk shit and talk down about women, it's not about talking shit and talking down. Because at the end of the day, if you love women and you respect them, you just want them to grow. You want them to be better people. Right? You don't have to talk down about them or talk bad about what they used to do or how they doing or how they operating. You can simply be a lead by example and be a leading hand. Hey, you know, let me help you get through this. Let me show you where to go to start with this. Now, granted, as a man, there are some things that women are going to go through and going to do that we cannot relate to. It don't matter how much help we want to give, we just don't have the tools on our tool belt to do so. It's simple. We just don't. Now, we love women and we want to be there. We want to help them. We want to make things better, but some things we just don't have the tools to do so. As simple as that. That's why they have girls trips and girls nights and what do you call it? Pampering time, all of those spa days. The reason they have that is because they know, the same reason like with us fellas. We can go to the bar, we can sit down and play 2K, or we can go play some dead man running and with football, you know what I mean? Like whatever the case may be, we have things that we do that we kind of, for lack of a better word, on how we actually spend quality time with each other, right? And relax ourselves. As men, we have our own little, so to say, for lack of a better word, we have our own traditions to do, or our own, I can't think of the word, but we have that, and women are doing the same thing. That's what those spa days and girls' nights is, and brunch and mimosas, or what is it, endless mimosas, right? That's what all of that is for. Because again, as men, some tools we just don't have on our tool belt to help out, and we can't. We can be there to let them vent, we can be there for comfort, but sometimes we don't have the answers. And it's okay, you know what I mean? We don't need to have them, but sometimes we really just don't. And the more y'all realize that, the better it'll be, because you can't please everybody. You can't please them all. So I'm gonna just go ahead and say it with that. Now, and then we just kind of talked about how, Women's History Month came to be celebrated and how that went down. But now there's this page, and it has some questions, okay? The only reason I like it is because some of the questions that they have are some of the things that I actually think are great questions for men to answer, okay? Remind you again, I said, I think these are great questions for men to answer, okay? The first one is, I'm not going in a row, but I'm going to give you the number. And the site I'm on is going to be enlightio.com, ENLIGHTIO.com. And this article per se is 76 questions to ask for Women's History Month by the editors, published on November 30th, 2022. So it's fairly recent, not too far off. So here, the first question says, what are some things you admire about the women in your life, right? And the women in my life have shown me that mistakes happen. Women in my life have shown me that you can grow without being toxic in a way. I know it sounds crazy. So let me break that down. The women in my life have shown me that no matter what they go through and what they do, if they want to grow, if they want to change, if they want to be better women, all they have to do is take the first step, right? They've shown me that regardless of what has been said or been thrown at them, if they want to change something, if they want to be a better individual, they can do it. But they've also told me that strength doesn't always mean strength, like you're not just strong in muscle, not physicality. They've shown me that it's, they're emotionally strong. They've shown me that mentally they can be there to keep you strong and to keep you going on. And a lot of women that I realize is sometimes they won't complain about some things for your dignity as a man. They won't complain about certain things. They won't belittle you on certain things because they know you as a man, and they'd rather bite the bullet than to see you go down in a deeper, darker space. So I will say that. I'm not telling y'all that's every woman out there, but there are some women that are very, very I can't even talk. That are very, very easy going when it comes to that. Like, they understand what it means to be that person for you. So the women in my life, I admire their strength. I admire their beauty. I admire their admiration. I admire the fact that they understand that to grow, you have to change. You have to be uncomfortable, and you have to be accountable. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing I really admire is most of the women in my life, They know what accountability is. It's not hard for them to understand that or get that. And that's great to be able to say. And again, Rome wasn't built in a day, so I'm not saying that they're accountable 100% of the time. There may be days where they're probably not like that. And, again, things happen, mistakes happen. Nobody's perfect. But it's the fact that when you bring it to their attention, they're like, you know what? I'm just having one of those days. So excuse me if I act like that or feel like that today, but tomorrow will be better. They are giving you the answer to the question. They're acknowledging that they may not be on top of it today to notice that, and they're letting you know that, you know what, I'll work on it to be better tomorrow. And I love that about the women in my life, because they know if they're around me, listen, a lot of women think accountability is this big old weight on your shoulders. When what it really is the freedom of the weight. Accountability frees you from the pressure, frees you from the weight of all that, of how it feels to be accountable, because you just want to say, you know what, I realize I could have done this different. You're right. I apologize. Let me work on that. Something as simple as that. Everyone's not like that. We're not saying that. But there are some women that are definitely like that. And the women that are in my life, they're most 9 times out of 10, that's how they are. So I admire that about them, is that they're willing to learn. They're willing to understand accountability. They're willing to understand communication and comprehension. So that's a great thing to say. Now, the next one I got here is, who was your favorite historical figure? And I'm going to go with, of course, Harriet Tubman. And it was like, why Harriet Tubman? Why Harriet Tubman? You had a black woman. And back then, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy being a black man or a black woman. But, the black woman had it tough, too. But no matter how many times you was able to, because I tell everybody, Harriet freed herself multiple times because she kept going back and forth. She had that in and out of jail card whenever I feel like it. And what I admire about her is the fact that she was free plenty of times. But she always went back to bring more. She said, no matter how many times, it's going to happen. I'm gonna keep helping. Hey, let me help you get from here to here. Let me show you the way. Let me show you the route. Let me show you the directions. So that's definitely a woman that, all time high. I'm going to put on my respect list for it. And that's the reasons why. Like, it's just dope, to be able to read that to know that kind of history. Just be like, man, you could have saved yourself, but you were being the most selfless when you should have been the most selfish. And that's just great to see, in my eyes, my opinion. Now, don't got to do with everything. And number 3 is, what obstacles do women still face today? Here's a lot of options, or here's some options that I think women face today. And again, this is just my views and my views only. So if you have anything different, feel free to tune in, call in, let's talk about it. We can get it going on. But they still deal with equality in a way. It's an issue that they deal with when it comes to the workplace, when it comes to just socially and in general, social experiments in general. For example, right now, I don't know, let's just say we could did an experiment where there was a guy, and he's out doing prank YouTube videos, you know what I mean? It's to the point where they'll know he's joking and it'll be along with it. But the minute a woman tries to do something, you know what, let me not use that example, because I've been on TikTok a little too much. And that one is just not going to fill the point I needed to fill. Here's a better one. Women are dealing with obstacles to the point of, like, a lot of these men, right? A lot of us men, well, a lot of these men, not us, because I'm not part of that part of it, but I'm a man. Some of these men are actually being manipulative to women, right? I think that's kind of why I say that women master the art of manipulation and deflection, is because it gets done to them so much. I say it like this, as a woman, women are more emotional as to men are more logical. I say this all the time to y'all, so it shouldn't be nothing new. Let's say you have A, which is boy, and B, which is girl, right? And you got A telling B that, I don't want to be with you. I'm not in a relationship with you. Like, we just friends. We just cool. We not together. And B's like, okay. But then A turns around and A's like, boy's telling girl, he's like, oh, let me come over. I'm going to spend the night. Oh, let's go see a movie. Oh, hey, let's cuddle and lay up together with each other. So now you got it to the point where you set boundaries with her, but your actions are manipulating her feelings and emotions. Because you've said that you don't want to be with her and you don't want a relationship, but what you're doing is showing her you want a relationship, because you're cuddling with her. You going out to eat, you telling her I love you, you spending nights together, spending days together, she cooking for you, you cooking for her. Whatever the case may be, y'all are spending quality time together. And the reason why I think it's wrong for women is because men are logical. So there's sometimes all emotion can go out the window. right? But women tend to be more emotional. So when you have a man kind of manipulating a woman's feelings like that, you can tell her all day long that y'all not together. But in her mind, you're showing her that y'all are together because y'all going out on dates. Y'all spending nights with each other. Y'all eating together. Y'all laying up together. Y'all cuddling. Y'all fucking on each other. And you mad at her because she assumed the wrong thing? No, nigga. You told her y'all was with each other. I never understood that actual part until, years later, because years ago I had somebody I was with for 2.5 years. That last year, I was always saying that, no, we not together. I'm not with you. She not my girlfriend. It's not that. But she staying over for days at a time. We still going out to eat. We cuddled up, laid up, hugged up all night long. Like, we doing everything, the whole 9 yards. But just because I'm saying it, I expect her to believe it. And I had to realize, like, I was saying that, but I was showing her that I was with her. And I was, like, buying her shit, taking her out to eat, doing this, getting her car, changing the tire if I had to, taking it to help her get it oil. Like, whatever the case may be, I'm doing everything. I'm giving away, let's just put it like this. I'm doing boyfriend things while telling her that I want to be single. I'm doing relationship things. And I had to realize that, damn, that was fucked up of you to do. I've apologized so many times for the amount of trauma I may have caused her. So many times. I don't think it'll ever be enough on how bad it was. But looking back at it, no, I just thought I could have my cake and eat it too. And in reality, I didn't. I thought it was the cake I wanted, but I was eating it because I thought it was a cake. I thought I had my cake and eating it too, but I didn't. I didn't get to pick it. I just got to eat the cake. So a lot of the problems that they have going on in this world, I think one of them is being manipulated. Granted, fellas, we know that women can be manipulative. But like I said, let's take it back to where it came from. I think they learned that from us. I mean, if you got a woman that's been with 10 dudes and they all manipulated her, and that 11th dude, he ain't standing a chance at all. She gonna have that boy wrapped around her finger about a third date. I'm just saying. Women are smarter than y'all give them credit for. They pay attention. They listen. They got all small details. They own it all. You know what I mean? It's some things women done pointed out to me that I didn't even know about myself until they said it. You know what I mean? Like, what? How you know that? For real? Chill out. You know what I mean? So you never really know. But I think that they also are facing obstacles of just being women. I think that's the biggest obstacle is that some of these women are masculine. Some are forced to be, some want to be, and some are just there, right? I believe that again, it had something to do with us because somewhere down the line we finkled. We twist when we should have turned. And it's not easy for a lot of you all to admit the fact of that, but we have some issues. We are part of the reason that women are facing some of these obstacles they face today. We have a lot to do with it. And granted, it may not be peachy clean and they may have some things on their end that's responsible for us, but this is Women's History Month. So we're gonna keep it PG for them, and we're gonna talk about the good things and great things they have going on. Any issues you have with women outside of this month, we can talk about outside of this month. But the way it works is, the way that I play, we're going to play a fair game. You know what I mean? Granted, because y'all say all of this and that, and men be like, and this is my thing with it, because y'all get to talking to me about how I'm so cordial and cool with the women around this month because I show them how much I appreciate them. Because I do love women. I do appreciate them. I don't want to see nothing bad happen to women. I want them to grow into their best fucking selves. You know what I mean? Like, I don't never want to see any harm or bad done to women at all. So y'all come to me and y'all say this like, oh, you don't ever talk about men. And half y'all didn't even know. Half of y'all complained about how much when it comes to Women's International or History Month and the Women's International Day, how much credit I give to them. And y'all don't even know that we had a whole fucking month for men's mental health. Let's talk about that y'all don't even know that part. And it's crazy because it's in fucking the month of Father's Day, June. But nobody want to talk about that. Y'all want to talk about all that kind of other shit. See what I'm saying? Like, it's just not cool. So, whew. And I think I just gave y'all a wrong date, but let me just make sure. Let me just make sure for y'all. But I'm pretty sure I'm right because I'm always, see, it was in June. I knew I wasn't tripping. But a lot of men can't even sit up there and tell me that, but y'all also worried about the fact that I cater to the women in a month. I mean, that's what it's for. That's what it's made for. I'm going to call y'all out on some bullshit that y'all doing that y'all need to fix. I'm going to try to help the women grow and become better women. I'm not here to belittle anybody. I'm not here to talk down on nobody. Sometimes you guys do need cold, hard facts. because y'all keep going off of opinions and what ifs. So you need the facts. But for something like this is about the women. So fellas, respectfully, let's enjoy the women. Let's celebrate the women. Let's appreciate them. Because with life in general, they got it hard, right? They do have it hard. They got to hear it from us all the time. We can take 31 days out of the month to appreciate them, to let them know that they are special. Like, no, we do care about y'all. We may not like some shit y'all do. We care about y'all deeply. We just want y'all to be better. That's all it's about, man, growth. You want to see them win, they want to see us win. We can get on that same page. May not happen soon, but hopefully my kids will see it. Man, it'd be a lot easier to communicate with each other. A lot easier. Okay, my next question is going to be question number 12. How has the role of women changed over time? Oh, man, this is a good one. Because I'm going to play devil's advocate for both parts this time. You know what I mean? It's changed over time because as men, we have taken away what we have the main responsibility for doing. We've made these women do it. We've stepped out of the household, so now we leave them to raise the kids alone. We don't want to provide at all. We want to sit on the couch and be bums while the women go to work. So, they became the providers instead of being the provided for. Also, now it's like they become the aggressors instead of us being the aggressors. And I say that because back in the day, as a man, you walk outside, you see a girl, you walk up to her, hey, what's your name? How you doing? Conversation, and then you get a number or something, or you call her later on that night, right? And now it's like, oh, you got an Instagram? Oh, you got Facebook? Oh, hey, yo, you doing? Come follow me here, follow me there. You're not even worried about the person. Because you know what a lot of y'all do when it comes to social media, when you meet somebody on social media? A lot of y'all try to portray to be the person that person looks like they want on social media. Simple as that. I used to do it all the time. I used to make it seem like I wanted a certain type of person on social media. And I would see the women just flocking to try to be that. And I'm like, I'm disgusted with you females. I don't want this shit. I'm disgusted that y'all even try to make that happen. You know what I mean? So, But women had roles back then where they were wives. You know what I mean? They would be able to cook, do the laundry, have to, take care of the kids while you at work, providing, making the money. And now it's like we have intertwined that together to where both parties can do it. That's not a bad thing, right? It's not always a bad thing. But the question was, how has the role for women changed today? And the problem with it is, now that we have had so many women being able to do that, they see that they don't need a man, right? Some feel like they don't need a man. They have that masculine energy. And then what you going to do when you meet a woman that energy is bigger than yours? What you going to do then when you find a woman that her masculine is bigger than your masculine? Now you feel challenged. Now you feel like you want to talk shit, or you got a point to prove, to be all macho, ho, 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 ho. And we can only blame ourselves. Man, we did this. Somewhere down the line, we twisted when we should have turned. And now you have these women going out of roles. Now they're looking at our roles like, oh, that looks fun. Being a provider looks fun. And then they realize that it's a lot, right? It's a lot to be doing it. And that's why they complain more. If y'all haven't realized why women complain more after them being the sole provider, because they realize that our job is fucking hard, man. We got to provide as well as cater to the women, cater to the kids, while maintaining our own mentality, while making it seem like we, ain't bothered or ain't touched. And they realize that that's a tough fucking job to do. But again, that's just a role that we have to be responsible for fixing. It's not great for it to be like that, but that doesn't mean that it can't change or it can't go back to how it should be. Or maybe this is the new norm, right? Maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Who knows? Only time will tell. But again, it's all about the balance portion. We here to help each other, not belittle each other, not down talk each other, not bad mouth each other. Some people won't understand that. Some people won't listen. But to them, to each his own. Like, you living your life the best way you want to. This next question is saying, what is the importance of mentorship for women and girls? It goes back to what I was just saying. I think the importance of it is to raise them to understand what positions they have available, right? This is where it gets kind of tricky, because how society is today, you don't want to push them off. Like, you never want to take a girl and say, oh, go to cooking class. You need to just stay in cooking class. Because these times you have girls that go to cooking class, they in basketball, volleyball. Plus, on top of that, they probably in wrestling too, right? You never really know. So now you have to, oh my goodness. I think if we want it to be how it was, we need the women to sit here and be better mentors and leaders for the younger generation, right? You have women in my generation talking about, I don't need a man. I don't need a man for nothing. I'm Miss Independent, yada, yada, yada. And then you wonder why your 13, 14-year-old daughter is sitting up there telling you, you know what I mean, that she don't need no man, or she ain't got to do this, or she can do it all by her own. You wonder why she don't want to work 3 or 4 jobs at a time, and then why she's still trying to take care of this grown-ass man at the same time. Well, I think it's because she saw you as a leader, as a mentor. She saw you do that as the norm, and she felt like, well, if that's what my mom is doing, that's what I need to do. And you know how that toxic cycle goes from there? I think that's what's been going on. It's to the point where women hear so much now about not needing and not wanting a man that these other women and young ladies and younger crowd and generation is starting to follow suit, right? They're starting to follow on and say, hey, well, my mom didn't need one and her mom didn't need one. When it's like, yeah, but you should be worried about grandma because grandma needed one and grandma had a great marriage, you know what I mean? Or grandma had a long-lasting marriage, whatever the case you want to say. I think some of our older crowds can start being better as far as examples. We lead by example, and we know what that is, but I don't think a lot of people are doing so. So to me, honestly, the most important mentorship for women and girls is the right mentor, the right role model to show, right? It's not a lot about what you do. It's about who it is and how they see it. Because I don't give a fuck if you're working at McDonald's, and your man is working at Taco Bell, but together y'all are getting bills paid, taking care of the family, taking care of the household. Them kids are going to see that. They're going to see the balance y'all have, the what y'all have to create. So now they're growing up saying, well, actually, I'm not saying I need a man, but it does help balance the situation and level the playing field. You see what I'm saying? I think it's all about the exact mentor they're looking up to, because if you're still looking up to society when they saying, fuck it, I don't need a man, and fuck niggas, fuck that, then what do you expect them to do when they get older? I don't need a man, fuck a nigga for this, I can get it myself. That's all cool and dandy if you want to be by yourself. But as men, we don't want to hear that shit because we feel like we are needed. You don't have to tell us we are needed. You don't have to tell us for sure, but we want to see it, right? It's okay if you got a light bulb that need to be changed around the house. Hey, can you help me change this light bulb? I could have just grabbed a ladder for you to help you change it. You could have did it yourself, but I'm still helping. You see what I'm saying? It's a balance. So versus me showing the younger generation, oh no, like, I could be sitting here talking bad about women right now. Like, nah, fuck women. Don't be cool with them. Don't say hi to them. And da-da-da-da. And what's going to happen? Anybody that listens or hears me, they're going to follow suit what Marquand said, what Quanni said, Juss Quanni said. No. But instead, I'm like, nah, we want to balance. We want to help each other grow. We don't want to be talking about each other. So it's all about the right mentor and who it is that they're seeing. Because if they're paying attention to society, you're going to get another person bred and raised from society. If you get a good role model in their home, grandma, mom, aunt, friend of the family, I don't give a fuck if it was a maid. They're going to go ahead and follow suit. They're going to have a better idea of what to do. And again, men, somewhere down the line, man, we twisted when we should have turned. And so part of this is on us too, right? Part of that is definitely going to be on us. Sorry, let me get to my next question before I run out of time. Also, what can we learn from the success of previous generations of women to keep going? No matter what somebody tell you can't do, show them you can. There's been so many women that have proven so many people on this world wrong. Don't think it can't be you, because it can. Don't listen to nobody. That's how you start tainting your ideas with toxicity, because they think they can't do it. They not you. They not you at all. Like, I was told I couldn't do a radio station by myself. It's been a whole year and some change. I'm going strong. Shout out to me, gang. You know what I mean? But don't listen to that shit. Whatever the case may be, whatever the things is going on, I just think that the previous women have showed us that no matter what anybody has told you, put your heels on and say, fuck off. With a smile. Show them that you can do it. You ain't got to tell them nothing. Just show them. So I think that right there will be something that'll help, from the previous generation of women. I think the current generation can see that and just understand where it came from. All the great women that you know and you admire and that you love, you think they said they gave up? Or you think they was like, fuck what you talking about, I'm going to do it anyway? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought. Next one, dang, I'm running low. How has women's relationship with their bodies changed throughout history? Well, easily. Y'all don't like them no more. Not all women, right? This is not an all women thing, but some women, y'all don't like y'all bodies no more, and we don't understand why. It's like now y'all want to keep up with the society of BBLs and titty lifts and all that, or I don't know what you call that shit. But y'all want to do all of that and be like the next woman you see because she went and got her breasts done, her ass done. Now you want to get yours done too. Like, that's cool and all, but love your body. Like, love it. You see how they was back then? Natural hair, natural skin tone. They just loving themselves. What's so hard about y'all being like that today? I think that's one thing y'all get away from that y'all don't realize was very... I mean, I wasn't alive then, and I appreciated it, but god damn. You know what I mean? That's one thing that definitely... But again, listen, and I'm not taking away because women, you guys go through a lot with your bodies. You guys go through a lot of changes, a lot of things in general. So I don't want you to make it seem like that I'm talking shit about your body at all. What I want you guys to understand is that we love them natural. I'm a man that I love a natural body more than anything. So if you come to me because you done got your titties and ass down, I'm going to look right past you because that don't interest me. I like a natural body. Yes, I'm a titty man, but I don't want no titties that's sitting up all day long like, girl, you ain't got no bra on. Let them things hang. It's relax time. It's chill time. Like, god damn. Yeah, so that's to me, that's just how it is. What does it mean to be a strong woman? I can't answer that question. I'm not a woman. But I think, to me, if you're asking me, I think effort. Being a strong woman is all about trying. I believe, right? I could be wrong. But to me, looking at a woman, if I see her effortlessly trying, not giving up day in and day out, that's a strong woman to me. She can bear and take a lot. But just because you're strong don't mean you should take everything. Because some things you do want to go ahead and disassociate with. You don't want it to be around like that. And it's okay to be like that. But man, don't let that shit drag you down. Be enough to where you can still live without having to worry about being, surviving, I should say. Oh, last one is, I'm so glad this is the last question. Who are some inspiring women you look up to? Okay. Now, these are women I appreciate, which is, my mom, my daughters, of course, my best friend, Sydney. Definitely appreciate her. My kid's mom. Those are women I just appreciate in my personal life, right? And things going on. But there are some people that I'm also, I'm grateful for my bestie, like I said. I'm grateful for my bestie. Now, there are a couple women that I find very empowering, okay? A couple of the women that I'm going to talk about because they were the first two that came to mind when I read that question. E, which is, on the station, High 702. Shout out to E. Carice, fine ass E. Carice. She definitely a woman that I find very empowering. And also Elise, the Maryland with Melanin, Elisa Lane. Those two women, like when I tell you they show me black excellence across the board, that is just, man, kiss the chef. But I really find them very, very, very empowering because they lift your spirits in a way that you never even thought possible. Like, you could be thinking you going into a day to see them and you think that it's going to be like the shittiest day possible. And guess what? It wasn't. It's like they got the great inspiration for you. They got words of encouragement. And then you see them following by what they preach. And you don't see a lot of women practice what they preach. So definitely another thing for that with them too. So I appreciate E. If you listening, E and Elise, y'all are like two of the most empowering women that I definitely admire. So shout out to y'all for this Women's History Month. Let's make it a bang. Man, I ran out of time. That's okay. So again, I definitely appreciate y'all coming out to sit with me, but it's Women's History Month. We're gonna praise the women this month. We're gonna talk about helping them grow, helping them get better, and we're not here for the bullshit. So no bad talking. Any of that can wait till April. Okay. Not this month. Not for the women. We're going to do it right. But I'll catch y'all next Wednesday. Of course, y'all can follow me on all the social media networks. You got me on Facebook, which is Mark Quan Thomas, or Quan Facebook Jail Thomas. But you also have, my business, which is Choose Your Character. And the S is with the Z, just like the I is here. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram at Quanni702 or just Quanni. That's Twitter and Instagram. And then, of course, Choose Your Characters on Twitter as well. Everything is the same for Snapchat. And YouTube is just Quanni as well as TikTok, just Quanni23. I gave you all that information so that you can reach out to me, show some love and support. If you do want to reach out to me, talk to me. We can talk about it next week. But you will see me next week, next Wednesday at 5 p.m. on the hottest radio station on the planet, Hot 702.5 FM. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'll catch y'all next week.